Welcome here to more TALKFCB and welcome back to the channel, guys, because today, once again, we have on our agenda Karim Adeyemi, the unbelievably exciting young player who Barça have certainly got their eye on. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the first official bid that may be to come and whether he really does want to join Barça. All of the details and all of the latest news, it's coming your way. So let's get to it. Because, of course, let's get right on with the Karim Adeyemi situation, because obviously we spoke just a few days ago now on TALKFCB about this extremely exciting young forward, 19 years old, playing his football right now in Austria at RB Salzburg, but he's enjoyed a stunning season, not only domestically there in the Austrian Bundesliga, but he's also been brilliant on the Champions League stage and indeed at international level now with the German national team. And since we have spoken indeed on Sunday, there have been plenty of developments on the Adeyemi front. This is something now that really does appear to be catching fire. This is something that is moving along very, very quickly. And it has been a deal that now we're learning has been going on in the background now at Barça for quite some time. We have been regularly sending scouts there out to watch Adeyemi play for Salzburg. Salzburg themselves are very much aware of Barca's interest and have been for quite some time. And I would also look as well to a quote that came out just 2 weeks ago from our very own president, Joan Laporta. He was talking there about new signings, about players that could come in the future, and he said these very words: "We are working on bringing in a player who can win the Ballon d'Or." Now, at that time, we were all sitting there sort of scratching our heads, wondering exactly who Laporta was referring to. Was it a player who can win the Ballon d'Or now? Was it a player who can win the Ballon d'Or in the future? And I think now, with these Adeyemi rumours, things are starting to become a lot more clear about exactly who he may have been referring to. Because it has been said in the media now that talks between Barça and Adeyemi's agent have already taken place. So I think right now Barça would have a pretty good understanding of two things. Number one, exactly what sort of wages we would need to offer Karim Adeyemi. Of course, a young player getting his first really big move. You wouldn't imagine that it would be massive, massive wages. That's not a road that we should be going down anyway. But of course, given the big competition, you are there going to have to try and match what those around you are doing. And Barça should also understand as well by now what his preference would be. We have heard a lot of rumours there claiming that Adeyemi, of all the clubs that are interested in him, he would like to join Barça. And it is interesting, because an interview now from back in 2019 there, 2 years ago, has now started to surface. And in that interview, Adeyemi clearly says, "Ever since I was a child, I've always liked Messi, and I think that's why Barcelona is my favourite club." And that's a very interesting quote, because many people, I think, from rival clubs would say, well, Messi is no longer at the club now. But that's not really how it works, is it? It's not just because Messi is gone now, Adeyemi suddenly feels nothing towards Barca. Look at all of us here. I know many people out there became Barca fans because of Messi, but of course life does go on, and that connection with the club, that's always going to stay with you. And I would certainly imagine that it's the same there for Adeyemi. And the really, really big news today that is now being widely reported right throughout the media is that because Barca are so keen now to get this deal done, to get it wrapped up as soon as possible, because of all that competition that they now have for Adeyemi's signature, they want to make a bid. And they want to make a bid as soon as possible. And it is being said right now that Barca, in the coming days, will offer 40 million euros to RB Salzburg. They will also offer a 5-year contract to Adeyemi. And they want to get this deal agreed as soon as possible. But what I want to make it clear is, this is not for January. This is a deal that, yes, right now can be agreed. We can get this wrapped up, and I really do hope that we do, but it will not take effect. And Adeyemi would not come in until the coming summer in 2022. And there's two very important reasons for that. Number one, it's the will of the club who own him. RB Salzburg want to keep Adeyemi for the rest of the season. They know, of course, that his future is beyond their club, but they want to keep him there for the coming months, especially given that right now they are top of their highly competitive competitive Champions League group. Some really big games are coming up for them, and they're certainly going to continue their European journey one way or another. And the second reason is when it comes to Barca, because the summer is when we're going to have that money available. That is when we are going to start to be much more competitive again. And I just want to make it absolutely clear here, because there's a lot of misconceptions from people outside of Barca, fans from other clubs, who seem to think that we have no money and we're going to have no money forever. People will say, well, Barca are only going to spend 10 million in January. How on earth can they afford to bring in Adeyemi? Well, in the summer, everything's going to change, because Juan Laporta has basically put every single loss that he possibly could into this season, into this financial year, so that come the summer, come next season, then we could basically start again. Of course, we've still got financial issues. Of course, there's still things that we need to sort out. But a club of this size, the money that we're now going to have coming in again, the stadium is back open, the feeling since Xavi's arrived, we expect the attendances to go up and up and up. This club will earn money. We are a massive, massive club. And believe me, come the summer transfer window, we have money to spend. And it's also very, very interesting there when you're looking at that reported 40 million bid that is set to come in there from Barca, because it's now being reported in Germany that that offer there would be higher than what Borussia Dortmund at this stage would be willing to offer. Borussia Dortmund apparently would be willing to part with 35 million euros to sign Karim Adeyemi, and they would also apparently offer a lower salary than what Barca were going to, and it remains to be seen whether Dortmund would of course raise that offer, because right now they are one certainly of our big competitors for this deal. They are one of the favourites to sign Adeyemi, simply because they've become such a great club for developing talent, for young players there who are exciting and growing in the game. It's a fantastic destination there to go and play your football at Dortmund, and that is why they've got a real pull when it comes to these exciting young players. But it's interesting, because having said that there about Dortmund being a great club for a young player to go to and develop, you can certainly understand the appeal, but it did get me thinking that a move to Barca these days, in the present day here, it may be seen quite a bit differently to how it used to. Because I think in the past there, when you're looking back in the days of MSN, having Messi, Neymar, Suarez in your front line, if you're a young player there, a young exciting forward being linked to Barca, you're thinking in the back of your mind there, okay, it's great, but am I going to play? And it's exactly the same as well as the years have gone on. You've had Griezmann, you've still had Messi, Suarez has been there, all these huge, huge names, big, big players there in your attacking trio. And I think young players would look at that and they'd be a little bit intimidated and a little bit fearful about their development. They'd be thinking, okay, it is exciting, but I really want to go somewhere where I can play, where I can certainly there realise that potential. And I think that's why a move to Dortmund, certainly when you're comparing it with Barca in the past, you'd go to Dortmund. You would go there, play regularly, play in front of fantastic fans, of course, get a lot of playing time, and then in years to come, we spoke about it in the last video with Adeyemi, Barca would then be the club paying 100 million plus to get you a few years down the line. But I think now, it's very different. I think if you're a young player right now looking at Barca, you're looking at that team actually and thinking, okay, I can play. I can go in there and actually, I've got a real opportunity here. It's a massive club, one of the biggest clubs in the world. Somebody like Adeyemi dreams of playing there, and now you've got the chance, even at a young age, to go into that team and help turn it around. That for me would be so exciting as a young player to have that opportunity. And now you will get those minutes. We are a club right now that are looking to rely on our younger talents, and Adeyemi certainly would be welcomed right here at this club with open arms. It seems as though that's where his preference would be. But of course, there's plenty of competition. We may be the first to put that bid in, but I'm sure once that first bid is made, once that interest really starts going, you're going to get every other club trying as well to bring him in, because he really is that talented. And this is certainly going to be a story that I'm sure will go on and on and on. I wanted to give you another introduction here to what's going on with Adeyemi, but we're going to watch this situation. We're going to watch it all play out over these coming months, as Adeyemi himself will have some big decisions to make. But what do you think, guys? What do you make here of these reports saying that Barca are going to make that bid? What do you believe about the amount that it may cost, 40 million, to bring him in? But do you believe we've got a chance? Do you believe there we can compete with the other clubs who are in for Adeyemi? Of course, that will of the player, that could really be important for us if we really can play on that. And if it really is Adeyemi's dream to play at this club, we could get ourselves a top young talent. But let me know, what do you feel right now? And can we get this deal done? I will, of course, see you in the very near future with more videos to come and all the updates, of course, as they happen. Thank you indeed, guys, for watching and for your support. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça!